Last week, I started playing Night in the Woods. I'm in a little bit of a rut in my life right now, and with unsteady self-employment, I found some time to start playing video games again, even if it's nothing but an escape. I just graduated from college last year, and I ended up taking a job I hated. After leaving that position, I found myself afloat in pure uncertainty. It's a common experience to go through in your early 20s, but commonality doesn't make it any easier. I couldn't have chosen a more perfect game to play during this period of my life. In Night in the Woods, May drops out of her sophomore year of college, returning to her home, Possum Springs. Here, she encounters her best friends and not so best enemies. Her small town hasn't changed much since she left it, but also, it's changed too much to even recognize. I could make an entire separate video on Night in the Woods alone, but early on in my playthrough, something else caught my eye. May decides to open her ancient laptop to access the only other necessity besides food and water in Possum Springs, the internet. When she's greeted with a screen full of porn ads that she firmly denies is related to her browsing habits, she visits her friend and bandmate, Angus. Angus is a bit of a tech nerd and whips up a quick USB drive to battle with her porn addiction, or not porn addiction, and wipe out the viruses. However, Angus added a little surprise to the USB drive. Enter Demontower. Demontower is fucking awesome. I don't know how else to put it. It has the combat complexities of a modern hack-and-slash roguelike, paired with the unique atmosphere and progression system of the old generation of games. The game is incredibly simple to understand, but it's challenging to master. It doesn't overstay its welcome, it doesn't try to be something it's not, and it's the best game within a game I've ever played. It all started when I discovered the movement. Exhibit 1. Zoom! This game has one of the best dash mechanics I've ever seen. Most games give you a few dashes to work with, maybe even one, and it can have a variety of uses. In Enter the Gungeon, for example, you have a single roll granting invulnerability frames. That's nice, but imagine if you had 10 of those. Demontower is a masterclass at introducing mechanics that have been in the game since the very beginning without a single word spoken. In the early levels, you encounter blood rivers, which damage you upon contact. Either by accident or in a curious attempt, the player discovers you can dash over these rivers. What does this mean? Simple. You're invincible when you dash. This mechanic is never mentioned directly, but through simple gameplay mechanics, it's only a matter of time until the player figures it out naturally. Throughout the levels, your health decreases while your number of dashes increase. These dashes are on a short cooldown, but in the highest levels, you can essentially always dash. This freedom brings forward a double-edged nature of the dash mechanic. It can put you in places you shouldn't be, leading to stun locks and instant death. Zooming around at Mach 10, yes, there is momentum physics. Slashing your enemies and weighing the rewards of speed versus precision is so simple a toddler could understand it. Yet Demontower is precisely great because of this. It uses simplicity and fun in a childlike way. It's self-aware. Exhibit 2. Death. Death in Demontower will happen. The game is designed to surprise you with its enemies, bosses or not. Upon dying, our pale cat is sent to the start of the level. It's a pretty simple mechanic, but it becomes really special when mixed with the level design. Exhibit 3. Level design. I'm about to explain level design in Demontower in 3 words. Key, boss, stairs. That's it. There's no funny business, no items, no difference between levels, for the most part, and it works. Procedural generation is present, but not in the expected way. Tiles can be pretty random, both with regards to walls and paths, as well as health pots and potential health pots. However, the general location of the key and boss door is always the same area. Therefore, when you die, it's often a mad rush to those locations with the new information you have about the level. This leads to a balance of precision and speed. You don't have to kill the enemies, but they can overwhelm you. You don't have to explore the floor, but maybe you need more health before the boss. Sometimes, the enemy patterns and hazard generation is absolute fucking bullshit. Other times, it's brain dead easy. It's perfect. Exhibit 4. Bosses. They usually have a singular attack/mechanic and a really straightforward way of countering that. While the solution is simple, it still takes precision. Also, can I just mention, I love the little red dudes that spawn sometimes before the boss fight. They drop guaranteed health, and there's a fun final challenge before the boss. It took me way too long to figure out how to kill these guys. Exhibit 5. The music. I mean, you've been hearing it this whole video. The music fucking bangs. If you ain't headbanging when the cemetery grounds comes on, we can't be friends, bro. The music tracks are all relatively short. They progress as different things happen in each level, and they fully immerse you in the experience. They match the old 8-bit aesthetic perfectly, and they're metal as fuck. Peak. Exhibit 6. Ending. I have a strong suspicion that there's more to this game. Another ending. Something. But I decided to make this video before I looked into any of that, or even tried to find it on my own. I feel like Demontower doesn't need more, even if it's in the game. The experience was exactly what it set out to be, a short, fun, and exhilarating adventure, and a sideshow to another game. Spoiler warning for the ending. When I came across the dead cat's corpse, I had to pause and take in the scene. It was so full of emotion, but why? Here we are with characters I hardly know. Lore given in one text scroll at the start. No dialogue, hardly any names, and nothing quite sad up to this point. I believe the emotions I felt came not from the game itself, but from what the game represented. Demontower was a short experience, an escape from my life in reality, an escape from May's life in Possum Springs. Demontower was so fresh, so unique, so fast-paced and perfect for what it meant to accomplish. But it had to end. It was a minigame after all. The cat had to die. My health was at 1 heart and it had been decreasing since the start. The final boss was waiting. It was finally over. Back to Possum Springs, back to my endless search for meaning, and back to the life so distant from the simple joy of an old video game. Life 2 is really just a minigame in the endless games of the universe. It doesn't last forever, and it will end. However, that doesn't have to be so depressing. Just like Demontower, even if life is short and without direct meaning, it has so much to give in the time it's here. There's so much to see in the simplicity, so much to breathe in the emptiness. Maybe we're climbing up a tower destined to die like the pale cat. If so, I sure as hell want to enjoy my climb. Thanks for watching.